All right, y'all, we're going to wait for a few more people to come in. Let me see. We're going to wait for a few more people to come in before we get started. What's up, Nita? What's up, Mika? This is Mika's favorite thing, y'all. It's Mika. It's Mika. Great afternoon, everyone. I hope all is well. I had a double look. I was about to panic. I thought it was my MTM Nollywood favorite actor, Frederick Leonard from Nigeria. He's a similar look-alike. Yes, I know you're talking about, Nita. We're going to let a few more people get in. Share the live, y'all. Share the live, you guys. Share the live. Make sure you're hitting the thumbs up as you're coming in, too. How y'all feeling today? We're going to let a few more people come in before we get started, you guys. Let YouTube send these notifications out, and then we're going to get started. Let's get 30, 40 people in here. Letha, what's up? Sonia, what's up? Barbara, what's up? To all my regular folks, how y'all doing today? Y'all good? I had to cover the hair up today, y'all. We're going to let a few more folks come in before we get started. Share the live, y'all. Share the live, share the live. Let's go. Let's go. Make sure you're putting your city in as you're coming in, too, you guys. I need to know where y'all coming in from. Shazamay, UK in the house. My UK, Shazamay always holds it down, you guys. She always holds it down. Let me know where you're coming in from, what city you're coming in from. St. Louis in the house. St. Louis, Illinois. Is that East St. Louis, Illinois? Letha? Malara, UK. Ooh, I got two of my UK folks up in here. Shazamay and Malara. My UK folks hold me down, man. They always love, too. Sanja, you're supposed to say Albany, New York. We're waiting for a few more people to come in here before we get started, y'all. Let's get that number up. Come in and hit those hearts so we can boost that algorithm up. Hit those hearts. Let's go. Upstate New York. Look, she got to say upstate New York. She can't just say Albany. Upstate New York. She can't just say Albany. Upstate New York. Now I know Mika said, "What's down, family?" Mika, where you from? We don't know where Mika's from. What's up, Mika? Nita said, "Sorry, I forgot to put my city, Wilmington, Delaware." You know we love Delaware. It's a lot of good fishing, a lot of good hunting. I want to get a few more people in here, you guys, before we go in. I know that YouTube, sometimes the algorithm, they take a minute. Some people don't have the notification. Orange, New Jersey. Okay, you over there by Sonia, huh? How close are you to Albany? Are you close to Albany, Mika? How close are you to Albany? All right, you guys. So we're going to start going into this story. Sonia said, Sonia, how close is Orange, New Jersey to Albany? How close is it, Sonia? A few hours. See, I'm waiting for Mika. Mika be taking forever to respond sometime. Okay. We're going to get into the story. Let's see. Hold on. Let's get into this. Here we go. Now, here's the crazy part about this story. I think needs to be told and talked about because a lot of men, Mika said a couple hours, I believe. Yeah, that's what Sonia said, Mika. Not enough men. All of my men that are watching this, listen to what I'm going to say to you. I know Brother Time's going to end up popping in here. He's probably going to have something to say in conjunctions in conjunction to this statement, to the subject of this show, right? And it's prostate cancer. A lot of men ain't, a lot of men don't be, it's something we need to take serious. And ladies, your husbands, your boyfriends, you need to have conversations with them about this, okay? You need to talk to them about this subject, or convincing them to go to the doctor, okay? I mean, black men don't like going to the doctor. Most men don't like going to the doctor. But black men really don't like going to the doctor. I don't know why, but they don't, okay? So we're going to get into this story. Share this live with any men you know, your brother, cousin. Share the live, please. Share the live, please. Here it is. Montell Jordan reveals prostate cancer has returned. Now, I don't know if any of you guys knew, but he's been fighting this battle for a minute. I've known Montell Jordan since the beginning of pretty much his music career with his first hit. I've worked with him in the studio in Las Vegas back in, oh, wow. This had to be 1995. Yeah, 95. Yeah, about 95. 95, 96. 96, something like that, right? So Montell is a solid guy. Very good guy, man. Letha said, man, please get checked. My sister's husband's passed from, yes. Letha, especially black men. We're going to break down the statistics of black men and prostate cancer. Letha say, men, we need you. Please, please, please. The ladies are on here. The ladies are on here letting the men know. Mika say, I lost both parents to cancer, so I get checked regularly. Smart, Mika, smart. That's smart. That's smart. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So it's something that we have to do, right? It's something we have to do. Hold on. Let's do something. Cancer is serious. And it's a conversation that we need to have. Okay? But most people don't want to talk about it. It's a scary situation. But if you take care of yourself, then you at least want to know what's going on. If you do have it, at least you catch it early. That's the thing that they say, catching it early. There are more than 3 million men in the U.S. living with prostate cancer. We're going to get into that before we get into Montell's story. I need everybody to understand this. I need the men that are watching this, that's coming across this, to understand this. All of my brothers that come on my channel that follow me, I need you to understand that. There's 3 million men in the U.S. living with prostate cancer, you guys. And on an average, 1 in 8 men will be diagnosed in their lifetime. 1 in 8. So if you see 8 men during the day, one of those 8 men is going to be diagnosed with prostate cancer. That's some crazy shit. This is men in general. 3 million men, right? However, there are significant racial disparities. 1 in 6 for black men, 1 in 6 will develop. Now, 1 in 8 of all men, but 1 in 6 of black men will develop prostate cancer. So if you see 6 black men, know that one of those black men is either dealing with it or will have to deal with it. Why am I on here saying this? I felt like this is something that I need to talk about because I know Montell. And I can only imagine what he is dealing with, fighting that battle and trying to keep his spirit together. My men on here, my brothers on there. Priceless, what's up? Y'all got to listen to what I'm saying. And this video should be shared. Y'all should be sharing it. Everybody should be sharing this. Black men are more than twice as likely to die from the disease. Men with early stages disease have a greater than 99.5% year survival rate, 5-year survival rate. So men with early stage disease have a greater than 99% 5-year survival rate. So the whole point is catching it early and getting screened. But this is a conversation when you have it, men kind of just be like, yeah, I'm cool, I'm good. Let's get into it, you guys. Let's get into it. Montell Jordan has shared that his prostate cancer has made an unwanted return almost a year after treatment. So you see, they said there's a 5-year span with it when you have it. So in other words, like 5-year lifespan. I mean, God is in control. If God wants you to live 40 years after having it, you're going to live. So I don't necessarily believe in that. That's typically what doctors say because they go off of the statistics and things like that and just the history of what they've had to deal with seeing that disease. As an exclusive interview with Today's Show, the R&B singer known for his This Is How We Do It revealed that the follow-up scans detected prostate cancer months after he underwent surgery. So he had already underwent surgery, and then he did a scan. I guess he went back to maybe doing a, I don't know, CT scan, I would say maybe, something like that. After the surgery, the scan detected prostate cancer months afterwards, which is weird. It's like you would think they would have caught it, but maybe it wasn't showing them. Maybe the tests weren't properly ran. He said, I always imagined I would be telling my prostate cancer story from the side of prostate cancer because I had a radical prostatectomy. I had a radical prostatectomy surgery. My prostate was removed. There were clear margins, Montell said, 56 years old, telling Today. Close to a year post his operation, he says, I still need to go back and have an additional treatment because it's been detected that there is still cancer. They took his prostate out, you guys, and it's still there. He's still having to deal with it. I mean, and then knowing that I know him and knowing how cool he is, it bothers me to know that he has to deal with this. Share the live, you guys. Hit like, share the live. Make sure you hit the thumbs up and also hit those hearts so we can boost this algorithm up. This is something that we should be sharing. Everybody should be watching this. Y'all should be sharing it with your uncles and your cousins, man. We should have more people watching this. Anytime there's something important, we can't seem to get people to pay attention. The Big Dice Chronicle said, great afternoon, Stone. What's up, family? Core Banks said, good afternoon, Stone neighbor. What's up, Core? The Piano Seeker, what's going on, family? Every time people talk about prostate cancer or cancer, most people don't want to hear it because people have fear. But understand, you got to have the uncomfortable conversation so that you pay attention to it. It said, This Is How We Do It was released 30 years ago. Montell Jordan continued to record and perform music and even turned to his live over to God, becoming a pastor in the process. He turned his life over to God and became a pastor in the process. In early 2024, doctors diagnosed Montell Jordan with stage 1 prostate cancer. After a routine prostate-specific antigen PSA screening revealed his levels were elevated, and he subsequently underwent a treatment. Jordan explained that being diagnosed with prostate cancer was alarming, yet he felt hopeful that doctors found it early. Hearing that it was early on, that it was first stage for me, which is treatable, he said. That was probably saving grace, he said. Jordan says, early detection is the thing that allows me to have a choice to treat my cancer and live and continue to give myself the best quality of life possible, Jordan stated. I've already had a fantastic quality of life, Montell Jordan said. Even following my prostate removal, and so I believe that even after this next treatment that I have to do, it will eradicate the cancer, he's saying, from his body. And still, I have a great quality of life moving forward. He's being very positive. Jordan he's partnered with I don't know why I'm blah, 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 blah today. He said, I partnered with the nonprofit Zero Prostate Cancer to raise awareness of the importance of regular prostate cancer screening for Black men. And it is also working on a documentary called Sustain, detailing his bout with cancer. I'm glad he's doing this. The documentary is scheduled to premiere next year. I love that he's doing that. I'm glad he's doing that. I am glad that he is doing that. Okay. Wow. Wait a minute, hold on. Who just somebody? Scorpio. Scorpio, listen. Scorpio just donated super chats, $50 super chat. For those of you that don't know, because I know I got a lot of new people coming in here. Scorpio is one of my biggest donators of my channel. Her and Boss Lady, because listen, Scorpio Boss Lady been up in here trying to match the game. Boss Lady that came up in here when you ain't here, and she be like, she trying to match the game, Scorpios. But you know we got all love for you, and we appreciate you. She says, Mr. Paxton in the bushes for a minute. So Mpxone, a.k.a. Cambodia Mystique. Good day, everyone. Thank you, Scorpio. I appreciate the love always. Boss Lady ain't here today. I wish she could be here so she could see this. She might pop in. Charcetta said, as a black woman in my 50s, I've seen firsthand what it will do to what it will do. Rest in peace, T. Banks. When it came back, he just didn't want to fight it anymore. Yeah. Letha Robinson said he taping during the treatment. Yes. You know, a lot of celebrities now are showing their life when they're dealing with different, treatments as far as their cancer and stuff like that. They're bringing people into their daily life. I want men to know that this is something that we need to talk about. Not just, this is barbershop conversation black men should be having at the barbershops. This is conversation that black men need to have. We need to. Prostate cancer symptoms in black men and why the risk is higher. Understanding the symptoms and the reasons behind prostate cancer risk in black men is a critical step towards early detection and developing a better health outcome for our kings. Prostate cancer is one of the most common cancers affecting men worldwide, men in general. So if you have a man that's in your house, I don't care if it's your son in his 19s, 20s, 25, it don't matter, because it can touch younger folks too. We just think it only touches older folks. Hold on, you guys, I forgot to turn this thing off so that I don't get no phone calls. Hold on. So know this. Know that this is just not gonna affect the younger generation, although you might think, we young, we ain't got to worry about prostate cancer. All right? We're young. We don't have to worry about it. I'm a young dude. I don't have to know. There's no guarantees with prostate cancer these days anymore. Although it's usually targeted towards older men, it's not off limits now. We're seeing young people. I know a friend of mine, her son has diabetes. He's 9 years old. He's 9 years old. He goes to school. He has to take his diabetic shots in school. When she told me that, it broke my heart. His life has been changed. His life will never be a normal life because he has diabetes at 9 years old. So can you imagine your child going to school and he has to take a break and go in the bathroom and do his own shots? They've taught him how to do this. Already his life is set. My stepson that I raised has diabetes. He's not even 21 years old. He has diabetes. Prostate cancer is one of the most cancer-affecting men worldwide, according to the American, I don't know why I'm so tongue-twisted today. Maybe I'm tired. According to the American Cancer Society, about 1 in 8 men, like I told you, will be diagnosed with prostate cancer. That's 1 in 8 men altogether. 1 in 6 men out of black men, though. 1 in 8 men altogether. While the disease can impact anyone regardless of their race, research constantly shows that black men have faced a significantly higher risk, not only of developing the disease, but also experiencing more aggressive forms and worse outcomes. I wish they would do more studies as to why. I wish that they would do more studies as to why. Understanding the symptoms and the reasons behind this increased risk is critical. It's a critical step ahead in early detection and developing better health outcomes. I would like to see them do research as to why black men are and have been at higher risk of cancer. Sarcetta, what's up? Big Dice said, that's what took my grandfather dead. Yeah, Big Dice Chronicles, listen. And I'm telling this to all of our black men, all of our men, and all of our black men, especially because it's very high risk in the black community. But it's high risk to us men in general. 1 in 8 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer. 1 in 8. 1 in 6 black men. So it's a real bad situation in the community, in the man community. Dominique, don't come on here with the bullshit. Not today. Whoever you are, don't come on here with the bullshit. I appreciate you saying that, but we're talking about if you're a dude, you need to be paying attention to this conversation about prostate cancer. Don't come on here with the goofiness. We're not doing goofy time today. We're never doing goofy time, but especially not today. So don't do it. All right? Don't come in here with the goof time, goofing off. The big dice said May 1395. That is when I changed. I literally, are you serious, bro? What happened during that time? Did somebody pass away? No, Dominique, it's all good. See you later, Dominique. The big dice. What happened during that period of time? I respect that, Dominique. Thank you for being respectful. We appreciate that. Is that when your grandfather passed away? Y'all should be sharing this. I hit the hearts, y'all. Let's boost the algorithm up. Hit the hearts, y'all. Come on, man. Hit those hearts. Let's go. It don't cost nothing for y'all to smash those hearts on the side of the screen. He said, my grandfather passed, it broke me. Let me ask you something, Big Dice. Did your grandfather have a conversation with you about, prostate cancer and how you needed to be careful and take care of yourself? Did you guys have a conversation about that? And ladies, anybody on here share this video with any men you know? Mika says, seems like we get hit hardest with most diseases like they're prejudiced. So I know. You know, it's crazy what Mika just said. That is kind of strange and weird. Mika said, it seems like the diseases are prejudiced to it. That is kind of strange. Or could it be in the food? Could it be in the air? Could it be in the community and what we eat the most and they know we're going to eat that and it's being put in the foods? Could it be? Sharcetta said, yes, I got my son. What's up? What's up, nephew? Tell your son. I said, what's up, nephew? What's going on, family? This is important because this is the stuff we don't talk about that we need to talk about. Because you don't want to wait. Look at Brother Montell. I know every day is a new day for him because sometimes people don't appreciate life. And I'm not saying he doesn't appreciate life, but us men. Priceless said by design. Priceless, I actually believe that, and I know it's true. The Big Dice Chronicle said at the end he did, but he was so prideful he didn't want me to worry. But when he got on that dialysis machine, it was over. Listen, fellas, let's not wait. Fellas, let's not wait until it's a problem for us to have a conversation. All my brothers that's on here, all the men that's on here should be sharing this live with another man. Once again, all the women that's on here should be sharing it with their nephew, brothers, uncles, cousins, fathers. Because black men should be able to talk to each other. And men, us men in general, should be able to talk to each other about this subject. Because nobody wants to lose their loved one over any kind of cancer. Not prostate, not heart, not any breast cancer, not nothing. The same way breast cancer affects women, prostate affects men, prostate cancer. Let's get into reading. When symptoms do appear, they may include frequent urination, especially at night. Men, understand that. Frequent urination, especially at night, or difficulty starting or stopping your urination. Erectile dysfunction, blood in your urine, or persistent pain in the back, hips, or pelvis area could be a telltale sign, according to Medical News Today. Why are black men at a higher risk? Well, they try to say family history, diet and animal fat. I just got through saying, could it be in the food? Sanitary lifestyle. If the guy is nasty and ain't taking care of himself, you got some men around here running around here just putting it in everything, y'all. Let's keep it real, fellas. I mean, can we have a conversation? Father, son, gun said definitely in the food or water. I honestly believe that the magnesium levels in the city water are increased for lower income areas. I agree with that for sure. And manganese causes folks to act angry. Yes, it does. Charcetta said, what keeps men away from the doctor's office? Most men, well, Charcetta, let me tell you something. You know when they do prostate, you know what they got to do? Let me tell you what they do. When you go get checked for prostate, sometimes they want to stick that long thing up in your stuff. Some men don't want their stuff touched either. They want you to cough, they hold your stuff, and sometimes they want to stick that long thing inside the little hole. Do you know that shit? No, men is like, whoa. Nita said, my nephew had cancer, but it's not prostate. Now at age 40, he has arthritis in his hip where he have to, oh man, send him our love, Nita. Let's keep it real, you guys, because we do say that food has something to do with it as well. But we're going to go deeper. Nita say, just share with male classmates. Thank you, Latha. Let's go deep, fellas. Let's go deep. Now, Stone is not on here capping. I'm not on here making stuff up. I'm only giving you the facts. This is what it says. Age, family history, ethnic in origin sometimes, diet high in animal fat. So if you're eating a lot of animal fat, sanitary lifestyle. Y'all know what that means. We're going to go back to that. Exposure to chemicals, alcohol, and smoking. So let's say you have two of those things. You out here putting your thing into everything, and then you drinking all the time. And we already know that it could be in the food. So put those three together, fellas. Put those three together. But most importantly, let's talk about being unsanitary. You got some men, it's just nasty as fuck. I know. Men have come to use the bathroom in my house. I got a sign in my guest bathroom. Don't piss on the toilet. If a man pisses on the toilet and doesn't clean it, it shows you how, first of all, disrespectful he is to himself and his guests. And it shows that he's pretty much a nasty person. Pee on the floor, on the wall. You just a nasty motherfucker, you. Period. If a men's supposed to clean themselves. I'm going to say some things. After sex, a man's supposed to go to the bathroom, urinate, and as well as shower and clean his private parts. You got men who are going around here sleeping with, I'm going to tell y'all a story. My aunt, and I'm not going to go too deep, one of my aunts has cancer. She has ovarian cancer. She had the PPV, comes from nasty men sleeping with her husband. I'm just going to say, her husband, who's been out sleeping with women, bringing back shit to her. Now she has cancer. She has ovarian cancer that she's battling with, not because she was doing crazy stuff, but because he was out doing crazy shit. And he has prostate cancer. Go fucking figure. Facts. So you got these nasty men going around sticking their thing into every woman and not even cleaning themselves. Now, can you just imagine that? Because y'all know that some nasty women and men. We all do. But just think, as a man, you know, even men that have foreskin on their private area, right? You're supposed to clean that shit. You're supposed to clean it. So imagine, and I know I'm saying some stuff that maybe y'all don't want to hear. It's uncomfortable. But I'm just, as a man, talking to other men, I got to have this kind of conversation with my brothers, man, because we need to do better. Do you think it's a coincidence that black men get cancer at a higher rate and black men out here trying to sleep with everything they see? Don't be mad at me, brothers. Please don't be mad at me. Y'all know I ain't bullshitting. Black men be out here trying to sleep with the air if it had hair on it. I'm just saying, don't be mad at me. We got to have an uncomfortable conversation to have a conversation. Do you think it's a coincidence that 1 out of 6 black men, that's a lot, end up with prostate cancer? And we ain't talking about always food, because we got a lot of our brothers out here sticking their dang-langs into everything with no consideration to the woman and doing it without protection. So we have to look at that as a factor in our community, because that is a reality. It's something else black men might not want to hear, but we got to be honest with ourselves. We out here doing some shit, and we doing a lot of some shit. And then here's prostate cancer. And we're drinking, and we're clubbing, we're having a good time. So you add the drinking. You add the drinking. You already add It could be in the food. And then add the biggest thing, multiple sex partners all the time. And they having sex with other people. So you don't even know what you're getting. You could not be giving somebody something, but you could be getting it. And then there's prostate cancer. And we wonder why it's so high in the black community. I don't think it's a coincidence. I just think there's a lot of brothers out here doing a lot of crazy shit, and they're not realizing that when they get a disease and they're holding on to it and they don't know they have it, it starts to affect the body. Just like PPV in women, right? Turn into ovarian cancer. They can have it for a while and then it turns into some shit. You don't think that also affects it turning into prostate cancer? I'm just saying. I'm not a doctor, but I'm just telling you. I'm just saying. The numbers show what I'm saying is a fact. Ladies, I'm just saying. Men, I'm just saying. Latha said, what's good doesn't always look good. Latha, and that's a fact. It's a fact. You know, it's so funny because people see women around me and they think I'm sleeping with every woman. No. Stone is scary. I'm one of them scary dudes. It's conversation and stories like this that make me thank God that I'm not a promiscuous man and I'm just out here I'm not out here doing that. I'm not out here just putting myself on a string and just like, here you go, crap shooting. Like, I'm going to just go do whatever. DJ Bright, what's up, family? Us black men have to look at prostate cancer and ask ourselves a question. Are we prepared if we end up with that situation or have to face it? Are we prepared to deal with it? Are you very clean and sanitary man? Are you out here swing-a-langing yourself all over the place and not realizing that you're putting yourselves in harm? Are you out here even doing all that with no protection? Miss D, what's up, Miss D? And then you're taking it back to your lovely woman, wife, girlfriend. Right? Once again, my aunt got PPV. She has ovarian cancer from her husband who was sleeping around with a whole bunch of nasty-ass women who were probably sleeping around with a whole bunch of nasty-ass men. And her husband also has prostate cancer as well. I don't know. Seems like there's some sort of connection with that and, us men putting ourselves out there like that. 1 in 8 men end up with prostate cancer. 1 in 6 black men end up getting diagnosed with prostate cancer. I don't think this shit is a coincidence. Now, when they say 1 in 8 men, that's worldwide. When they say 1 in 6 men, black men, that's worldwide. So I'm asking you, what do you guys think is going on? And why can't men be more conscious of swing-a-langing themselves out here like that, so that they don't end up with a variable that puts them, because every time you do it, you increase your chances. If you're drinking, let me break it down again. Let's look at the chart. This is what the chart says. It says age. These are the factors. Family history. I don't necessarily buy the family history. That's me. Because they say diabetes, and they used to say that too about diabetes, and we found out diabetes more so has to do with the liver and it being properly cleaned and flushed out. Then they say ethnic origin. Then it also says diet, high in animal fat. Then it says sanitary lifestyle. So basically, they should really say unsanitary. It says sedentary lifestyle. Then exposure to chemicals. And then alcohol and drinking. So let's say you got 3 of those. The sedentary lifestyle, drinking and smoking, and then you eating a diet in high animal fats. Let's say those three you got. Most men are doing it, diet in high animal fat. They like a lot of meat. A lot of men are doing this sedentary lifestyle, especially black men. I'm sorry. I know y'all are going to be like, the hell with you, Stone. And alcohol and smoking. We know three of those on that list. Most men are doing, especially black men. Sharon said, hello, Stone. She says, this breaks my heart. My grandfather was diagnosed with prostate cancer. He had chemo radiation in which burned his organs and weakened him. I've seen chemo not do anything good for anyone. I've seen chemo not do anything good for anyone. I've seen it. Brenda, what's up, Brenda? Yeah, I've seen chemo do some things that made me go, what is the point of chemo? You have to, ladies, let me tell you something. For the ladies that love your cousins, your uncles, your sons, please have a conversation with them about getting checked. Please have a conversation with them if they're complaining about pains in their back or in their prostate area on a regular basis and they're getting up peeing all times of night and can't sleep. Please have a conversation with them about getting checked. Men, don't think that you're going to wake up and this is going to solve itself. To all my brothers that's watching, my brothers, black, white, Mexican, Asian, Indian, to all y'all, men, please get checked. There's a man that's watching this as he's scrolling through YouTube right now that's coming across my live, and he couldn't piss last night, or he's having pains and he can't pee, or he's peeing too much, and he's been in pain, and he's like, probably just, I've eaten something wrong. Maybe it's gas. Somebody is watching this that's thinking that's a man. He's like, I'm good. Please go get checked. Johnny hit some. Johnny, not today, bro. Like, if you coming on here, bro, like, come on, man. Like, why y'all come on here? You a grown ass man. Unless you a kid, I expect more out of you. Now, if you a little teenager, I expect this stupidity. But if you a grown ass man, John E., come on here with respect. Don't come on here with the bullshit, bro. Like, on some real. Like, I ain't got time for that shit. I'm in here having a conversation your monkey ass should be listening to. And you ain't even paying attention. It shows. Y'all see the ignorance? He got to be a kid. So we going to just block him. Goodbye, you dumb piece of shit. It's sad. Y'all see that? The trolls, even the trolls don't want to learn. The trolls that are men don't want to learn. He'll come back and watch this video later. Somebody in his family ends up with that. He'll come back and be like, I'm sorry. No, we ain't got time for the bullshit. It's sad. We got to take care of ourselves, man. First of all, what we have to start doing is looking at how we're eating. I already blocked him. Men, we have to look at the way we're eating. We have to look at our habits with our personal sex lives. If you're running around having sex with various women, you might want to slow that shit down. Not no might. You probably want to. Psalms 23:06 says, speaking true facts about healthcare. Yes. Psalms sis me 23. I love 23:06. Thank you for that. Yeah. Men, other men need to have conversations. Talk to your brothers. Listen, my men that's on here, start being conscious about the women that you having sex with. How many women you having sex with. Don't think that doesn't affect and that plays a part in it. I'm reading it. It already said. It had the breakdown about being unsanitary, about drinking and smoking. Those are part of the makeup. I looked at it. But if I was to guess, and it also said a diet high in animal fat. If I was to guess, and I would say what would be the highest on the list that I would personally think would be possibly causing prostate cancer. If you ask me, if you say, hey, Stone, well, what would you think as a man? What would be your thoughts and your opinion of what you think is causing it? I would have to say, well, I think it's men out there just having random sex and catching diseases that sit in their bodies, and that disease is turning into other stuff in their prostate and causing that. Because it did say unsanitary. We all know that diseases cause ovarian cancer and other stuff. So why wouldn't it cause prostate cancer in men? You can go look it up. It's going to affect. So if you're a man and you're every day I got me, I got, you know what I'm saying, I was with old girl last night, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Last week I had, you know what I'm saying? Oldie Del Rey say from outside the USA, it sometimes feels like tragedy has replaced the art. Is that what hip hop should be? You know what? Thank you for that. Am I saying it right? Old Dial DeRay. Old Dial DeRay. I hope I'm saying that right. That's such an interesting statement. He said, outside the USA, it feels like tragedy has replaced the art. And it's okay. I like when people ask me questions in conjunction with hip hop in this, because it's actually connected in a way. He said, is that what hip hop should be? You know, damn, that's such an interesting question. That really is, man. That's an interesting question. Is that what hip hop should be? Unfortunately, I hate to say it, but that's what hip hop kind of has become. Tragedy. It's kind of sad, but it has. And tragedy in every way. Because now, speaking outside of this thing I'm talking about with prostate cancer, hip hop plays a big part in that. Because if more hip hop artists would say, hey man, go get checked. Hey fellas, go get checked. Get your prostate checked. We could actually curb a possibility of more people catching prostate cancer early. But instead, I like what you said. The art is being replaced with tragedy. So no one is countering that tragedy with the art. They're just turning the art into tragedy. That was a great question. That was a great question. They've turned the art into tragedy, which no longer makes it hip hop. It's no longer about the art, because you're supposed to tell the stories about how to get out of a situation and how the community was and how you can bounce from that, right? That's what the hip hop was about. The lifestyle, art, music, dance, but the community, what the struggle. Clifford K. Bruce said, I know this off subject. How does one stack harmonies? And if it's possible, can you make a video? Clifford, thank you for that. I'm not upset with you asking me that question, because my channel is a music channel, so I'm going to get people asking me questions. I have a recipe of stacking harmonies, Brother Clifford. I'll make a video, but I'm probably only going to make that video for my members, because that's something special, like me sharing some of my techniques. I can do a basic video, but I can do it in detail. So maybe I'll just do a basic video, Clifford, saying stacking harmonies. I'll do a basic video of that when I'm in the studio. I'll do that, no problem. Stacking harmonies, which means I'm going to have to actually pre-record it and do a video of stacking harmonies and show you how I stack harmonies. I can definitely do that, Clifford. You got it. No problem at all, family. It's a done deal. You see, there's a lot of people on here that appreciate me as a producer and artist, like Brother Clifford. They come in here, and like my man that asked me the question about the hip-hop, Old Del Rey. That was a great question, something I had never thought about. He asked a very interesting question. Let me read it again, because that was a cold piece of question. That was real cool. He said, from outside the U.S., it sometimes feels like tragedy has replaced the art. Is that what hip-hop should be? That was deep. Should hip-hop be tragedy now? Should they rename it to Tragedy Hop? Because what he's saying is profound and is real. What he's saying, he touched on some real stuff. Should it be replaced with tragedy? Because that's what it has become. Letha said, I just shared with females I know just to suggest, please love you. Thank you, Letha. Please, you guys, tell your boyfriends, husbands, fiancés, a guy you trying to date that you really like. Scorpio, that was a good one, wasn't it, Scorpio? Stuff like that provokes a good conversation. Do me a favor, Mystique, can you screenshot that? What he said. I'm actually gonna do a topic on that. That was Del Rey. Thank you, family. I'm gonna screenshot that. I love that. I'm actually gonna do a complete topic of that. I'm gonna do a show about that. That right there is great. Oh, Del Rey, that was great. Thank you. Clipper said, yeah, I just wonder what's the secret behind that. I see people start with 4 and 8, but I guess it also depends on the texture. Listen, Clifford, have you listened to any of my records? Go listen to some of my records and listen to the harmonies and how I do vocals. The recipe I have is, people always talk about my background vocals, and I don't want to get off subject too much, but they always talk about them. I say go to Spotify and listen to it, so that way when I do the video, follow me on Spotify, Stone Paxton. And then that way when I do the video, you'll be able to come at me with other questions. Odell Ray said, as a French fan, I'm curious when you produce your tracks, how do you approach a layer? You're from France. Let me say something to you. Odell Ray, have you heard of the Tribute to Tupac compilation? It's the compilation that has a fire on it, the physical CD. Have you seen that in France? I produced that whole CD, executive producer and producer, and it sells like crazy. He says, Odell Ray said, as a French fan, I'm curious when you produce your tracks, how do you approach layering instruments and samples to create the signature vibe? Do you follow a strict method or is it more intuitive? Dolores, what's up? Dolores Draper in house. You know what, Odell Ray, everything I do is more spiritual. And really, everything I do is based on a groove as a producer. It's based on a groove, like when I'm vibing. You feel what I'm saying? DJ Bryce said, what made hip-hop a tragedy, in my opinion, is a group of people that sell our artists to produce tragic. He said, what? So now DJ Bryce said what he felt like made hip-hop a tragedy is, in his opinion, is a group of people that sell out artists to produce tragic. Bingo. There it is. There it is. There it is. That's the truth. DJ Bryce, I just spit it out. Oh, we're going to do a show about that shit. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about that. Dolores, you have been. We've been looking for you. Oh, you've been looking for Scorpio. She's been, Scorpio, you know, Scorpio be taking care of the babies and working, and she out there stacking. She handling business. She building the family up, positive energy. So Scorpio don't always have time to be on it, but when she comes with love. Prostate cancer. If you're diagnosed with it, understand and know that things are going to be different. Any kind of cancer, when you got it, your mind, you ain't thinking about nothing. Think about it. Right now, if anybody on this live, somebody told you had it, the doctor say you got cancer today, you will feel like your world ended. You want to be nice to people. You want to call up the people you love. You're going to want, some people will want to go through it by themselves. Some people want to be around family. But most of all, you're going to think about all the things that could have possibly caused it. And you're going to try to undo in your head. You're going to start trying to, how did I get this? How did it happen? Why me? Why, God? Why me? So all I'm saying to people is, when we have a chance to have the conversation, let's have a healthy conversation about it as men and women, because women are the support group of men. We're going to call on our girls. We're going to cry on their shoulder. The Big Dice Chronicle said, great point. Dolores said, yes, my daughter died from it last year, but he also has, your daughter's dad died. He also had psychosis. Listen, I'll be honest with y'all. I think prostate cancer in men in general is more related to sexual diseases. I could be wrong. Why is it that PPV, ovarian cancer, is related to nasty sex partners in women? If women are getting cancer from nasty men having sex with them, then you can't tell me Dolores said, no, no, Dolores, facts. I'm sorry. Go look up there. I'm giving you the numbers. Let me break it down to you, Dolores. I know you're coming in here late, so let me just let me just break it down. Here are the things that they say contribute: family history, age, ethnic group, diet and high animal fat, sanitary, unsanitary lifestyles, exposure to chemicals, alcohol, and drinking. So if you had 3 of those things on that list, being unsanitary does, and I'm going to tell you how I know. You can go read and find out. My aunt ain't never cheated on her husband. Never went outside of her marriage. Never. Loyal woman, just good woman. Her husband was sleeping with a whole bunch of women. He got prostate cancer, but also she ended up with ovarian cancer, and the doctors told her it came from him, from what she got from him. So when you say no, not necessarily, no, that's wrong. That is going to affect a man being part of getting prostate cancer, all those elements. Mills Lane said, just checking in, what treatment is Montell Jordan taking? He's doing chemotherapy. You know, he's doing chemotherapy, and that's a good brother, man, and he's documenting his life as well. But at Mills Lane, he's just doing I wish he would tap into some organic stuff. I'm going to try to find his number or get a hold of his cousins and try to reach out to him. And, you know, because that chemo, we know that chemotherapy allegedly kills cells. Dolores, yeah, if a nasty man go sleep with a woman, she going to get PPV. Trust me, a nasty man out here, if a nasty woman sleep with a man after sleeping with a whole bunch of men, he's going to get PPV. That can turn into other things. This is inside the body. It's going to start doing whatever it wants to do. So my aunt was okay. She was good. She's been handling this so well. I don't even know how she does it. And she's still with this dude. She's been married to him for years. But he has prostate cancer, and he gave her PPV. Now she has cancer of the ovaries. Mills Lane said, okay, I diagnosed last year. I'm doing oncology, and it's very effective. You know what, Mills Lane? When I get a hold of Montell, I'm sure somebody might have mentioned that to him, but I'm definitely going to be like, bro, listen, one of my subscribers recommended this. Jack said, can I get a free Palestine? Jack, free everybody. Free black people of the shackles and chains that we deal with here in America. Free everybody. Chef Banner said, hello, Chef Banner. Clipper said, it's so strange how cancer goes away after treatment, but then return. You know, y'all already know, Brother Clipper, that's this. We know that even using a microwave is not good for us. So how is radiation good for us? We know using a microwave is not good. They don't suggest we cook our food in a microwave. They say that ain't good. Don't cook your food in the microwave. Dolores said a lot of men will not go to the doctor to even get. That's a fact, Dolores, especially black men. All my white friends go to the doctor. They do their yearly checkup. Men and women should do their yearly checkup. All of us should. And if we haven't, we need to become tighter with doing it. We need to become tighter, men and women. I'm saying this to all of y'all. We all need to get our yearly checkup. And if we haven't, it's time to start doing it. Find a regular doctor, start doing your yearly checkups. Don't wait till the last minute. Dolores said, I worked in a hospital when you ask the man why they don't want to go, they say they're scared. Exactly. See, that's what, and I said that earlier, black men are scared. Here's the thing, Dolores, I'm going to tell you why. You got to have a thing-a-lang to know. You got to hang-a-lang. If you got to hang-a-lang, when they go doing the prostate, it's a certain thing they do that men don't like. They got a long piece of metal rod, and they want to stick that stuff up in, you know, men is like, yo, that shit hurts. Men that's had it done will tell you it hurts. Mika say they must be scared of dying. Well, Mika, if they don't know if they have it yet, I don't, but black men know. It's more of, they don't want nobody touching on them. And then that long ass stick. Clipper said it just comes back and it's worse than last time. Yes, so when they do those treatments, from what I've studied and read, and people I noticed had cancer, it comes back more aggressive. It's almost like, to me, it's like they incubate it. Like once they start heating it up, that makes it grow. That's my opinion of it. The Lord said, here they send you a kit to take a little bit of your number 2 and put on it and send it back. And that's how they be checking it now. And then some men, they got to do goddamn biopsy on them. A lot of men like, fuck all that. I'm not that shit. Hell no. Listen, we know nobody's going to live forever, men, women. But what we also do know is you don't want to leave this earth suffering in pain. And that we have an option. Right now, we control our everyday aspect. We control what we eat. We do control what we eat to a certain aspect. Like, you buying it at the store, you can't control what's in it, but you can control buying it. You can control smoking cigarettes, drinking. You can control that. You can control sleeping with a whole bunch of people. You can detox your body on a regular basis to keep it clean of all kinds of elements that are outside air and the carbons in the air and all kinds of crazy stuff, metals. Clipper said cancer treatment also seems strange. There's chemo and surgery, and it's like makes things exactly. See, that's what Clipper. That's what I've always wondered. Okay, you got chemo and then you got the surgery. It's like, come on, like you hit me both ways. And now I'm looking at a bill for $100,000 when people don't have money like that. The body was meant to heal itself. Why do you think they're doing stem cell shit now? Now, I've seen some amazing stuff with this stem cell thing. Thank you. You know what, Dolores, I was tossing up whether I should throw this on my head and cover my head up. But then I said, you know what? Let me do it. And then I throw it on my head and somebody come in here and say, Donnell Jones, sing something. I say, here we go. Boy, people ain't. I can never be Stone Paxton. Scorpio say, it's all in the mindset. Facts, Scorpio. You can heal your body from the inside. Think. T-Rex said, I'll be 50 in a few days and still haven't had the finger test yet. See, that's what people don't understand. They do that. They do the finger test on men, all that. Men just don't be one. They be like, man, I'm good. I'm good. Men is like, I ain't trying to have nobody do all that at the doctor. You can heal your body from the inside. Let me tell you something. God made our bodies amazing. Sparkle, what's up? Sparkle, deal the lady. God made our bodies to heal from the inside out. Clipper said the surgery is painful, I heard, and it makes you feel worse prior to surgery. I heard the same thing. How did our ancestors heal themselves back in the 1400s, back in the 1300s, 1800s? What about AD and BC? The body was made to heal itself. But back then, think, what is the difference between now and then? Sparkle said natural remedies. Courtney say fast more than a little. There you go. Courtney, thank you. Courtney said something very deep. Courtney Washington say fast more than a little. Do you remember when black people, it was a thing for African Americans? Let's go back. Let's go deeper, okay? We're going to talk this. Let's really talk this shit. Do you guys remember back in I want you to go back and look at the cancer rates in the black community in the 30s, 40s, and 50s. Go from the 1920s. Do your own research. I want you to go back and look at the cancer rates in the black community back then. What was different than now? Why is the cancer rates crazy? It's a business now. And then back then, we weren't thinking about cancer like that. Even when we got something, grandma always had a remedy to heal everything. Our minds were doing more healing than anything. Back then, our ancestors used their minds because nobody knew the word cancer. So how do you explain when people didn't know the word cancer? Why is it that back then people were dying from the smallpox and stuff like that? Sharon said, but we don't have to die from cancer. We sure don't. I live with multiple sclerosis. I stopped all the steroid treatments and detox monthly, juicing, starving glucose, sugar. Thank you. Cancer loves sugar. Thank you. Can we have a conversation? Dolores say, my grandfather always used herbs. DJ Bryce say the difference between now and then is the diet. The diet, facts. DJ Bryce side, but not just the diet also. Think about it. He said they ate natural foods and were more knowledgeable of plants and herbs. Yes, they were. That's a fact. Explore America said grandma's remedies for cancer is a ivermectin and a bendazole. In the last 10 years, I've had 4 viewers cure themselves up. Explore America. Listen, you're speaking facts. What you just said is facts. I want you guys to look. We got some smart people that come in here and say very smart stuff. We have gotten away from a few things, our herbs and our brain. Because back then, nobody was talking cancer because it wasn't even a word in the 1920s. It wasn't even a word. 1940, nobody was talking about cancer 1940 and 50. They weren't talking about cancer like that. So when you don't know about something and you don't focus on it, you're not putting it into your mind. When you're eating right, when you don't have wild habits, when there weren't diseases that were purposely put into your community to do exactly what is doing, the Tuskegee experiment, right? To do exactly what it's been doing to the black community. Y'all don't think that all this is planned out? Clifford said, man, the food is so bad, like extra bad. The healthy food is expensive. The unhealthy food is cheaper. Oh, yeah, it's all a game. This is all about the money now. Leon said, cancer is strange to me. When it doesn't run in a family still, and family members got it, and nobody knew where it came from, but there it was, liver cancer after chemical medicine treating other illness. Flush our livers. We got to cleanse. Flush the livers. Flush the kidney. Clean, clean, clean. Fast. Our families used to fast all the time back in the day. I remember when we were young. I remember that the churches used to have you fasting as well. Once a month, we would fast. T-Rex said when Master got cancer or sick, the slaves cured. Yes, they did. They sure did cure him. That's a fact. Leon said the cancers were developed after being given medicine to treat other illnesses, which can help bring on cancer. Shall I use the word Dr. Sebi? I am honored to have known Dr. Sebi. Leanne said that's what happened to a family member. I used to listen to Dr. Sebi talk. I met Dr. Sebi through Lisa Left Eye Lopez. That's how I met Dr. Sebi. I didn't get a chance to spend time at the retreat. I wanted to. I didn't get a chance to do it, but I did speak with him. The things that he told me, which is why when his son moved to Vegas, his grandson, I went to see him. Dolores, thank you for wow, you guys, look. Dolores gave me a super chat. What? Dolores, what's going on? You all right today, Dolores? Let me check your temperature. Dolores, you cool? Thank you, Dolores. I appreciate you for the super chat. You and Scorpio. I want you guys to do me a favor. Do me one favor. Go back and think about when you were younger, how grandma, your mom used to fast. Fasting has been taken out. Let me tell you something. When I fast, I don't get sick. When I eat less, I don't get sick. You got to think, you got to give your body time to heal. That whole stem cell thing, them creating things that's already in your body to help heal you. When you're taking care of your body the right way, your body actually will go to different parts. Your body creates the stem cells to go to different parts of your body and heal it. When you fast, I'm trying to tell you, but I'm not saying fast and then you can still be out there doing wicked stuff. You also have to be healthy and take care of yourself. Smoking, drinking, out here with multiple sex partners, all that stuff increases a high level of chance of you getting whatever, not just prostate cancer. Shazamay say, so true, intermittent fasting is necessary. Yes, let me tell you guys something. I pretty much eat one time a day, I kid you not. And if I do eat, I'm eating fruits and vegetables. I try to. I have some meat here and there, maybe fish. I've cut back on chicken. I don't really mess with that. I don't mess with pork. I had to really be like, I can't do the pork. Dolores, I think nowadays it's a Pisces thing for sure. because more Pisces I know are eating one time a day. But let me tell you, Courtney said oils. Exactly. Courtney, do you remember when our parents used to make us do the fish oil during the winter time? Scorpio just sent 10 Stone Paxton Music and Life memberships. She's blessing you guys with memberships. Look at that. Y'all see that? Y'all came in, got lucky. Brother Gary, Manifest Reality. She just gave you guys a free membership. Please thank Scorpio, Pink Flamingo. Irene, Scorpio just hooked you guys up. Please thank her for the membership, you guys, because she always comes in here and shows love to everybody. Please thank her. I want my men to just be conscious, especially my black men. Be conscious, y'all. We in our 50s, or 40s and up. And I don't care, even listen, 20 and up, black men. Be conscious, because whatever you do now does affect you as an older man. I'm 55. I'm 55 years old. Those of you that's scrolling through my live probably like, no way. Yes, I am. Somebody asked me last night, man, you're 50, you're kidding me, right? I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm 55 years old. And they said, well, what's your secret to looking the way you look? I say, take care of yourself, respect people, love people, meditate, chant, and be kind to people. And most of all, love yourself again. The Lord said, I'm 60. The only health issues that I have is asthma, and I've been having it since. The Lord said fasting would help that too. T-Rex said Generation X. We hold the key. Generation X. Us OGs, we hold the key. Y'all want to know? Come talk to Generation Xers. We know. We know what's up. We know what's going on. We done been through everything. The digital era, the analog era, falling on our bicycles, the best cartoons, scraping our arms on skateboards. We done been through all that. Being bullied, having to get off the bus, and we done went through all that. Running outside in the rain, growing up, playing in the rain, playing in the mud. We've been through all that. We got things to tell you. Mika said, I'm learning something today. Thanks. Oh, Mika, thank you. Be more Spina said, I'm 54 and I still pray. And thank you. Fast. Come on now. Be more. Look, thank you for stopping in and saying that, bro. Listen, is that not what grandma used to have us doing? You remember the winter time? Castor oil, and they would mix it with honey to make it taste a little better so that you won't be frowning. Be more, just hit it. Be more said, I'm 54 and I still pray and fast. Castor oil and our old school trick that never go wrong. Hey, be more. What they don't understand is that castor oil also gets rid of parasites. Why don't they tell somebody? Clipper says so many different cancers out there, it's out of control. I believe a lot of this shit is being made up for this. T-Rex said 80s skateboarding. Exactly. Skating rinks. Listen, we done been through it all. We got the Generation X. We can tell y'all some shit. Y'all can learn something from us. Latha said, I now drink mushroom coffee. Delicious. That's interesting. I got to try that. Scorpio say I fast once a week. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? Listen, I eat literally one time a day. Let me knock on wood. I haven't gotten sick since I've increased my fasting. Scorpio said she fasts once a week. You got to implement that. Dolores said, yes, when I was a kid, I hated it, but we had to. Dolores, they used to line me and my brothers and sisters up, my mom, and we'd have to do it. Everybody had to do a spoonful. DJ Bryce said, castor oil is amazing. It is. It's the best. We need to go back to the remedies that work. Leon said, people ask me if they can see my ID because they don't believe my age, and after I give it, they say, wow, you don't look it, and they just stare at me. Makes me feel strange because I'm just me. Yeah, that's what happens when you take care of yourself. DJ Bryce said oil of oregano does wonders. Yes, it does. Listen, I went to Canada, and this Indian lady that I knew, she introduced me to just the oil of oregano, and it was nasty as hell, DJ Bright. But boy, oh boy, did it not work. It worked great. Leanne said, I remember those days. Sharon says, Lion's Mane coffee. I got to try that too. Okay. Lion's Mane coffee and the mushroom coffee. Courtney Washington said, green veggies, anything green. Yes. It has chlorophyll in it. Anything green will flush out any toxins in your body. Mika said, I have oil of oregano, but haven't used it, Mika. It works. Trust me. Nita said, I'm 60 and will be 61 in November 5th, but I look like a 20. Really, Nita? Nita, put a picture on your profile so we all can see. She said, I don't believe that I am 60 until I show proof of my identification card. They tell me that I look good for my. Wow, you look 20? Yo, that's crazy. That's crazy. Okay, you gotta post a picture for us. I love that. I love it. What ways and things you think that we can do to combat cancer? That kind of cancer, prostate cancer. DJ Bryce said dandelion root tea is great for the liver. I got some dandelion fruit. I probably got 60 different teas in my, or more than that, maybe 100. He says good for the liver. Let me tell you what happened when I did dandelion root. I don't even know why. He said it's great for the liver, kidneys, and joints. I was taking dandelion, the flowers, right? The tea, the flowers is to tea. I don't know why, but when I was taking it, I don't even know. My knees start to hurt. I don't know if I'm allergic to it or what, but it caused me. It felt like I had water retention in my knees, so I stopped taking it. I don't know why. I can't tell you why, but it felt like I had water retention in my knees, you guys. So I stepped away from it. I stepped away from it. I was like, it scared me. But that fasting, castor oil, it works. Nita said, I would like to share my picture, but I have to protect my identity. Okay, no worries, Nita. We understand. Trust me. You know, Stone understands you better than anybody. I feel you. Listen, somebody took one of my pictures off my page during that Angie Stone situation, and they made up a whole nother page trolling me with my own page. Clifford said, I hope Montell gets well. I hope so too, Clifford, because Montell is a good brother, man. Montell Jordan is a great guy. And I don't want to see no man, I don't care who they are, go through this. We have to start focusing on the things that we're doing as men, though. You want to combat any kind of disease, then you're going to have to take care of yourself. I don't care what kind of disease it is. You don't want it. If you got it and you want to get rid of it, you got to start taking care of your body and stopping things before it gets to a problem, which is why us men need to be conscious of prostate cancer and every other thing that we're doing. Clipper said, I have his CDs in my house. Yeah, he's a great guy, man. And the thing is he's taking this very well. He's taking it well. Sharon said, ask yourself, when have you gone to the doctor? And they ask you, what is your daily vitamin routine? Please don't tell me you're taking a multivitamin. There is no way you're getting every vitamin in that. Sharon, multivitamins, I tell people, why multivitamins when God gave us vegetables and fruits, what we need to get. To me, multivitamins are man-made anyway, so we don't know 100% what they're putting in, because they're allowed to put certain stuff according to certain rules and regulations of the FDA. They're allowed to have so many bugs in it and so many. I'm telling you. So we don't really know if we're getting 100% vitamins anyway. Dolores said we all just need to do better and watch some of the foods we put in our body, because they are full with a lot of chemicals that we just don't know. We have to start growing our own food again. We just have to start growing our own food. We have to, y'all. We have to consider growing our own food. If you haven't, you might want to consider getting a pod to grow your food. Something we all need to think about. Boss lady, I was just talking about you earlier, boss lady. I was just telling Scorpio. I told Scorpio donated today. I said, listen, boss lady been holding it down. She's the only one that's been trying to, heads up with you. But I said, boss lady been up in here donating, showing the love, balancing it out, right? So I was just talking about you, the Scorpio. I said, boss lady will be in here sooner or later. I appreciate the both of you ladies for always supporting my channel and supporting. Oh, and Victory. Victory, I got your Cash App. I'm going to be shipping out your Christopher Williams vinyl. So thank you, Victory, for the support. I will be shipping. I don't know if you want me to sign it, Victory. I don't know if you come on my live yet, but if you want me to sign it before I ship it off, let me know. Nita said, yes, Scorpio, but I don't let that go to my head. My mother was half Cherokee. I have good-looking people in my family with natural good hair. All right, go ahead, Nita. Listen, I've had opportunity to have some very beautiful women be in my life, and they've all had that beautiful, just beautiful hair. T-Rex say low stress life. T-Rex, what are we talking about? Taking care of yourself? Is that what I'm trying to remember what I said? Is Victory on here? Because I didn't see her. Boss, go ahead, boss lady. Boss lady, thank you for the donation. Now, I will say this to you guys. For those of you that don't know, when you donate to YouTube, y'all know YouTube be taking 40% of the money, y'all. It's just crazy. I don't understand why they make so much money, why they take 40% of content creators' money. So if you don't mind, if you kindly donate to my Cash App, all of that will go to me direct. And I don't have to give them 40%. They're already making their money. So it's like, why am 40% is just a lot. Mika say they greedy, yeah. So if you guys can donate to my Cash App, it will be all love, man, because I ain't got to worry about them taking 40%. To me, that's unfair. I'm doing all this work and coming on here every day, and I got to get 40% of my money away. That's just, I mean, they could have done 10%, even 15%, but 40%, even 20%, 40%. Clipper said, yeah, that's true as well. Stress increase risk of cancer and everything going on. We're all stressed, and we all have, yes, let me tell you something about stress. They have just figured out within the last 20-something years how stress has increased cancer. I tell all of my friends. Boss lady said, but I'm going to start. Thank you, boss lady. I appreciate you. Yeah, Cash App, you guys, Scorpio, boss lady. If you guys can, if you can't, if this is the only way you can send it, and I'm okay with it. But just know they take 40%, man. And I really started looking at it, and I'm like, damn, 40%. When I get ready to go on tour, how can I reinvest money back into touring and other stuff I'm doing if they're taking 40%? Crazy, man. Yeah, T-Rex say YouTube got 40% tariff. T-Rex, hey, you funny. That's funny as hell. Yeah, they 40% tariffs like a mofo, right? They like, we gonna get our 40 and you ain't even gonna see it. We gonna take it off the top. If you don't know my Cash App, my moderator puts it in here all the time. So, and if you don't see it in here, it's at the top of my page when you look at the links. Leanne said, I never knew. Yeah, Leanne, listen, when you see content creators on here busting their butt, and you see the reason why they do a lot of videos is to try to offset that 40%. YouTube is making them work. YouTube like, get up and work. Scorpio say, if I got PayPal, that work. I got PayPal, Scorpio. Mystique, do you have my PayPal? No, it's okay, Nita. No worries, Nita. No stressing. Scorpio, let me see. Mystique, do you have my PayPal? Yeah, it's at, here's my PayPal email address. Hold on. That's it right there. And Mystique, Brand Artist Coalition CEO. Hold on. I'm gonna put it on here, you guys, in the comment section. Scorpio, I'm gonna put it here in the comment section. I'm just making sure I'm spelling it right. Artist Coalition CEO. Okay, there it is right there. Hold on. Hold on. It's Brand Artist because I spelled coalition right. C-O-A-L. No, it's coalition. I spelled that wrong. The coalition, I think I missed a I. Brand Artist Coalition. Hold on. I'm sitting making mistakes, man. Because this light is bright. This is the correct one. Ignore that one, Scorpio. This is the correct one. All right, that's the correct one. Oh, yeah, sorry, Mystique. She corrected it. Mystique corrected it. Yeah, ignore me. Mystique just did the right one. Ignore mine. I mean, that was the right one, too, so. I'm removing mine. So, listen. They take 40%, y'all. How can your content creators do well on YouTube if they're taking 40%? Damaged Kisses. She said, been busy with applications, but been listening since the beginning, just dropping. Hey, Damaged Kisses in the house, y'all. What you filling out? Damaged Kisses. Are you doing that ID, that new ID they're talking about that we got to have? Listen, so let me tell you something. So this is why you see content creators double timing on their content. Because what they're trying to do is offset that 40%, y'all. Just know that. So they'll try to drop 2 to 4 videos a day. But if ain't nobody watching the videos, it's kind of like, you know, you still in the same boat. Because you got to at least get 1,000 views for you to be doing anything. You got to at least get it. And it's not like they take, like, I think YouTube with their metrics, it'd be cool to see them take, like, let's say you got 500 on one video, right? And you got 400 on another one. Or let's say you got 5 on one and 5 on another one. When that one don't reach 500, they should be able to take that 5 and that 5, put it together and say, count that as 1,000, but that's not what they do. You got to reach 1,000 views on every video. And then they get their cut. Dolores says, Stone, I heard here if you have the passport, you don't have to get the new license with. Exactly. I suggest most people get if you don't have to get that new license, don't get your passport. Don't get that smart ID. There's a reason I say. If you can get your passport, stick with that. Don't do the smart ID, man. That's my suggestion. I'm just saying. That's my suggestion. So all of my men that are coming across this channel, because I didn't see a lot of men really engaging with me about this prostate. A few of my guys on here did. I know I got a lot of men coming across my live doing this, men. The conversation was prostate cancer. Ladies, the conversation was prostate cancer. And you convincing your man or your husband to go to the doctor and get checked. So if you're coming across my live, because I do this on YouTube, I'll go through lives. If you're doing this and you're stopping by and you got a husband, boyfriend, fiance, convince them to go to the doctor and get checked, their prostate checked. This shit is serious. It's very serious. Okay, don't wait until somebody's sick or it's an inevitable situation and you're like, damn, now we got to have this uncomfortable conversation while the person is laying in the hospital. That's not the time to have those conversations. That means it's too late. This is the time we have those conversations. All school damage kisses, okay. Now's the time we have those conversations. And if I don't have them with you and nobody's having them, then how are you gonna? We don't want to wait until you're sick. We don't want to wait until we're sick to be like, can somebody talk to us about prostate cancer or ovarian cancer? I need to talk somebody? I'm stressed. I'm worried. That's why we're here talking now, y'all. That's why we're here talking about this now, so that we don't have to have this conversation down the road. Nita says, Stone, with the smart ID, are you talking about the new ID, the smart ID, one with the chip in it? The one that DMV is giving now, that's telling everybody they need to get it. But if you have a passport, you don't? Okay, you guys, listen. So we're going to get into this other story, but we're going to come back to the prostate because that shit's important to me. This story here, burn survivor denies murder charge. He says these hands can't pull the trigger because he don't have hands, you guys. He have like nubs. You know, I'm not trying to be funny, but he has no hands. I think his hands were burned off. But it says burn survivor denies murder charge. He says these hands can't pull the trigger. Right? Zaquan Shaquez Jaimez, a 20-year-old North Charleston, South Carolina, is facing a serious charge, including murder and attempted murder, stemming from a deadly pow-powing in January. Jamison maintains he is innocent and physically incapable of committing the crime. Listen, when I first saw this, I laughed a little bit. I chuckled because I didn't know. I was like, yo, is this comedy or what? And then I start reading like this is a real story. It says he's physically incapable of committing the crime, citing severe burns injuries sustained in October 2023 in a car accident. Court footage obtained by the Times Democrat captured Jamison during his August 29th arraignment before Santee Municipal Judge Chastity Avenger, arguing that he was physically incapable of firing a pow-pow due to his fractured hands, sustained after a severe car crash in Orangeburg County in October 2023. The North Charleston native revealed that his family wants to pursue legal action in response to the murder charges filed against him in connection with the January 13th pow-powing death of a 17-year-old J. Marion Maury D'Angelo Crawford. He had a long-ass name. J. Marion Maury D'Angelo Crawford. Wow. He said, my parents are going to be filing a lawsuit because I'm a burn victim. And these hands, Jamison said, showing the judge, has severely burned hands. My hands are burned, Judge, he says. The Augusta Burn Center is going to be part of this because these hands are fractured. These hands can't pull a trigger. They can't even bend, he added. I'm just bringing that to your attention, Your Honor. I just wanted to get that off of my chest, he said. He literally, it looks like he has a prosthetic, and it's just a nub on both hands, prosthetic on both sides. It doesn't even look real. I wonder what makes them think that he pow-powed somebody. Is this the craziest story you've ever heard? Jamison is accused of fatally shooting a 17-year-old J. Marion Maury D'Angelo Crawford by firing 27. It said he did 27 rounds with no hands. He fired 27 rounds in a handgun into a home on Booth Circle in Santee, South Carolina on January 13th, according to the warrants obtained by the Times and Democrat. Jamison and an unidentified co-defendant allegedly laughed as they fled the scene, they said. They said he laughed. He did it and laughed. After the shooting, witnesses reported seeing two individuals run to a vehicle and drive away shortly after the shots were fired. In addition to the murder charge, Jamison faces 10 counts of attempted murder and 1 count of possessing a weapon during the commission of a violent crime. The victim's mother attended the arraignment remotely and urged the judge to deny the bond, saying, Judge, my son has no hands. I'm just asking for the bond to be denied, she said. We just want justice for J. Marion. That's all. Justice for my son, she said. The prosecuting side. She said, addressing Directly during the hearing, Jameson responded, "If I'm found not guilty, I will likely be sincerely apologizing on Facebook. That's all." He said, "I would like you to sincerely apologize on Facebook if I'm found not guilty." The guy, the burn victim, that they're saying that did this. After being named a suspect by Santee police, Jameson voluntarily contacted the authorities and arranged to turn himself in. He was taken into custody without an accident on August the 15th. According to Live 5 WCSC, authorities say Jameson contacted Charleston County Dispatch and identified himself and stated he wished to surrender in connection to the charges. I would have said, first of all, I'm not surrendering to shit, but I am going to turn myself in so that you guys don't blame me for doing this. Let me turn myself in so we could talk about it. I don't know why my glasses got all this crazy stuff in it, you guys. I don't know. A background check confirmed the active warrants and indicate that Jameson had been flagged as armed and dangerous. He was initially taken into custody at the Al Cannon Detention Center and later transferred to the custody of the Santee Department. Jameson is currently being held at the Orangeburg County Detention Center. A circuit court judge is expected to review the possibilities of setting bond at a later date. If convicted, he could face a sentence up to life in prison. What are you guys' thoughts about that? That's kind of crazy, right? I'm looking at his hands. What did Dolores say? Dolores said, Stone, hold on. Dolores said something. Hold on, let me read what Dolores said, you guys. Dolores just said something to me. I'm trying to see what she said. Dolores said, Stone, I heard here, if you have the passport, you don't have to get the new license. Yeah, you don't. Yeah, as long as you got in any state, as long as you got the passport, you good. Nita said, no, I have to renew my state ID with the Golden Star. That's something new. They said you have to have, even if traveling. That's what I'm saying, Nita, you don't. If you get your passport, you don't need that. They'll say that in every state, but the passport supersedes that. It's either or. David Bell said, of that case, cut the check. He said, David Bell said, in that case, cut the check. The Lord said, yeah, it is. I seen that. You saw it? So exactly. I'm like, dude, yeah, go ahead and cut his check. Because he's suing. Like, it's like the dude has no hands. I'm looking at him. I'm like, I don't know how, even with a prosthetic arm, unless he got one of them robot arms, he's not going to be pulling the trigger. Now, I will say this. Could he have been with his homeboy when he did it? Could he have been one of the guys running? There's a possibility. There's a possibility. If that was the case, he should say, listen, I wasn't the shooter, but I was with the guy that did it. Because he's confident that he didn't do it. So what's the case? You were there. He never said he wasn't there. He never said I wasn't there. So I'm thinking, if he didn't say he wasn't there, because the first thing he would be saying, number one, I wasn't there. Number two, I wasn't the shooter. No, number one, I wasn't the shooter. Number two, I wasn't there. He never said he wasn't there. I find that interesting. So even if he wasn't there, that's still accessory, right? You still was with the person that did it. Clifford said he seems kind of confident nothing happened. He does, Clifford. But one thing, listen, Clifford, one thing he didn't say is, Your Honor, I wasn't even there. Because remember, he addressed the judge. Instead of saying I wasn't there, what he said was, listen, I can't even do that. Look at my hands. He held his hands up as nubs. No joke. I kid you not. He held his hands up. I'm not even making it up. There's nubs. Hold up. I want y'all to see this. He held his hands up. There's nubs, y'all. Look at this. No joke. How can he pow somebody? Y'all see that? How can this guy, listen, how can this guy pow somebody? Y'all saw the hands? Both of his hands are like that. It's a prosthetic arm. Clifford said, yeah, that's the trickiest. Yeah, how can there ain't nothing there. So what I'm thinking, this is what I'm assuming, I wasn't there, none of us was there. Maybe the dude he was with was the one that did it. And he was with him. But that's why he confident, like, hey, I didn't pull the trigger. But you know, according to any judge, even if you didn't pull the trigger, you were there. You are an accessory to the crime, sir. Sir, you're an accessory to the crime. You were there. You might not have pulled it, but you were there. Clipper said, not sure what the courts will do about this. They talking about giving him some serious time if he's convicted. Yeah. They're talking about giving him a serious time. 10 counts of attempted murder. They're talking about giving him 10 counts. Now, you know, every count can hold, what, 20, at least 20 to 25? That's how that works? So that's pretty much his life. But he's confident he didn't do it. My thing is, he never said he wasn't there. Clifford, he never said, hey, Your Honor, I wasn't even there. First thing I would have said was, listen, sir, I wasn't even there, sir. What are you talking about? That would have been the first thing I said. Sir, hold on, Your Honor, sir, what are you talking about? Sir, I wasn't even there. They never put me in the same place as that situation. They never put me in the same place, sir. That wasn't me. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. I didn't not caught up. It wasn't me. And I'm not allowed to order up. It wasn't me. Wasn't me. Clipper said that's a crazy situation, Bear. It is. It's nuts. And I'm not allowed to hold up. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. Wasn't me. I don't know, man. I'm not laughing at him. I'm laughing at the situation. Because if somebody, hey, one said it wasn't me. Yeah, one. Listen, hey, one. He has no hands, one. And they're saying that he shot like over a dozen times and unlived somebody. I think up to 30 sometimes. And he went in court like this. He was confident. Clipper said it's unlikely he did it. I agree with you, Clipper. A1, he went in court and he said, Your Honor, I got something to say. And Your Honor said, oh, go approach the bench. He came up to the bench. He said, Your Honor, I didn't do it. And there ain't no hands. I couldn't have done it, Your Honor. There's no way. And I ain't making this up. Clipper, look. One, check this out, one. Let me just show you something, one. This is who we talking about, one. He's a burn victim. He was in a car accident. So, you know, he's already dealing with those issues. But let me show you what his hands look like. These are his hands, one. Hold up. Hold up. They're not even going to find his handprint on the gun. Please understand. You guys, here it is. One, here it is, one. How can he pull a trigger, one? One, tell me, one, how can he pull a trigger? Clifford, how can he pull a trigger? Both hands are like that. They're saying this guy, unalived the guy, 30-something shots. How can he pull the trigger? They try to get him on 10 counts. I'm just saying, is this a coup or what? One, that's what I'm saying. No, because he's been a burn victim. So when he had the accident, Clifford, both hands got messed up to where he can't even open them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think they had to take them off because they were kind of dead or something. So that's a prosthetic, that whole thing. He's burned all over. So that's why I said he went in there and he held them hands up like, there ain't no, Your Honor, there's no way I could have done it. Ain't no way. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. And about it, I'm caught up. It wasn't me. Not a sound caught up. It wasn't me. Clipper said, yeah, I'm sure he didn't do it. So, but what I'm saying is he had a homeboy. So maybe they say they saw two people run away. Now he never said he wants to sue them for saying he was the one that pow-powed the person. But he never said he wasn't there. He never said, I didn't show up. So how do we combat that? Do we find him completely innocent? Do all charges get thrown out of court? Or does the judge say, well, hey, man, listen to me. Because you were with that dude, I gotta convict you, brother. Because you were hanging with the guy that did it, I gotta make you accessory, but you're gonna get 20 years because you weren't the one that did it, but you were with him. But they're trying to get this kid on 10 counts. People are saying he was the one that did it. Now, maybe he held the pow with one hand and he used that nub to go. But I'm saying, how accurate can you be like this? Hitting the trigger. How accurate is that going to be? Unless you got an extended clip and you just, I'm just saying. How accurate to get his hands inside of that, the Western name, the trigger, he can't. That's a nub. You're going to drop the whole situation trying to do that. Clifford said if they still send him to jail, that would be, if they do, that's going to be crazy, bro. Clifford said maybe his friend did do it and then he got caught. That's what I'm thinking happened. That's exactly what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that he was hanging with the wrong dude and he everything was all good. And he knew the ride he was going on, because when you're going on rides like that, you know. Oh, you know. Leanne said, how are they able to legally charge him? Because if he was with the guy, like if you was with me and I did something crazy, even if you had one leg, they can charge you as accessory. They can say, Leanne, you was with him. You was with him when he did that, so you're going to be charged too. They can get him on accessory. I'm just tripping that they trying to get him on 10 counts of being the person that you're the one that pulled the trigger, they say. Witnesses say you're the one that pulled the trigger. So I don't know how, I'm going to follow this story. I don't know how this is going to play out. Clifford said, and the courts are quick to throw somebody in jail for, yes, they are. They want that money. They want that what, $24,000 a month? Dolores said his friends could have used his name. That's true, because I know people that use people's name, but Dolores, this is my only issue with it. He's not saying any of that. He's not saying somebody used my name. He's not saying he wasn't there. Dolores said witnesses can be wrong all day long and put the wrong. They can, but why not say that? There's no way in court. I'm watching his video. He didn't say in court that he wasn't there. He didn't say somebody used my name, because you know what? When that happens to you, you're going to say, listen, somebody used my name. Y'all got the wrong person. I wasn't even there. You're going to say that. He didn't say any of that. He's talking about, I'm not the one that pulled the trigger. That's all he's saying. Understand that. He is saying, I didn't pull the trigger. That's all he's saying. He ain't. What is there to do? What is the judge to think? His parents want to sue the people for saying it, but then here's the issue they're dealing with. Let's say they do file a lawsuit. Still doesn't mean the judge can't come back with, it doesn't matter if you file a lawsuit, I'm holding you, and you are an accessory to the crime, sir. Y'all can file whatever y'all want to file. Clifford said whoever is the lawyer has to do an amazing job to save him, because, man, this sounds like, does it not sound like bad luck? Double, triple bad luck. This guy has a car accident, burns most of his body, unrecognizable. His hands ain't working right. And then some years afterwards, he gets caught up in somebody saying that he unlifed somebody with many multiple shots and unlifed that person. And now he's facing some serious time. 10 counts is no joke. Every count is anywhere from what? 25 to life, right? That's how they do, right? 25 to life, 20 to life, 25 to life. Stephanie Mayer. Oh, what's up? Clipper said, however, the lawyer has to, the lawyer has to be on the game. Stephanie Mayer. Oh, what do you mean, Stephanie Mayer? Oh, Stephanie, are you? Is it old Stephanie Mayer? I'm sorry. Is that your name? What's up, Steph? Clifford said, I don't think he did it, but man, this is a case of, man, bro, listen, I don't think he did it either, but I do believe he was around the person that did do it, because he never said anything like, I don't have anything to do with it. Lisa, what's up? Yes, Lisa. So the subject today, we were talking about prostate cancer. Montell Jordan's prostate cancer came back again. And so I'm on here telling all men, and all black men especially, 1 in 8 men end up with prostate cancer. And 1 in 6 black men end up with prostate cancer. So I'm asking the ladies on here to share my live with other men, please. Share with your nephew, your brother, your husband, your fiance, your neighbor. Share my live. This is a conversation men need to have more. That's why I said I wanted to go back to the prostate thing. Before I finish, I want to go back to the conversation. Jason DeVille said, I'm telling the black men 10-10 are going on the boat. 10-10? Okay, Jason DeVille, he said, I'm telling the black men 10-10 are going on the boat. Okay, expand, Brother Jason, expand a little bit more on what you're saying. I appreciate it. Can you expand on that more, please? Doris say, where is CC at today? CC is on vacation. CC is over in Greece with her hair down, y'all. She like this. She back like this with her husband. Like, oh yeah, oh yeah. Jason said 10 out of 10 black men will be going back on the boat real soon, brother. So Brother Jason said, let me read this, and I'm going to go back to what Brother Jason said. Lisa Caffey said, 1999, I was set afire, and the person who done this to me, I don't know who they are, and the police in Nashville, Tennessee did nothing. But I will say, are you serious, Lisa? What the what? I'm so sorry to hear that. Brother Jason DeVille said 10 out of 10 black men will be going back on the boat real soon. Are you saying voluntarily, or you're saying this as in they're going to be trying to send brothers back on the boat? Brother Jason? Brother Jason DeVille said something deep. He said forcefully. This is interesting because I said something. I can't I can't remember. Sorry, it's one of them days. How many videos back I said it? So it's interesting that Brother Jason just came on here and he said 10 out of 10 black men will be going back on the boat real soon. Do you guys remember me saying on my live, with them doing what they did to Latin America, who's to say that as they're doing this to Haitian people, they don't start grabbing just regular black citizens and throwing them on the boat trying to send them back? Y'all remember me saying that? I know y'all remember me saying that. I say, listen, if they talk about shipping the Haitians back, how do they know? They could pull up to a brother on the street jogging. He just got out work. Hey, you, come here. I'm not from Haiti. Get in the car. Now he's back over in Haiti, a country he never been in his life. What's to stop them from picking up regular black men? I said that. And to see my brother Jason DeVille come on here and say forcefully and say the 10 of 10, y'all see Stone ain't crazy. Now, Jason, let me ask you a question. What race are you, Jason DeVille? And are you willing to come up on my live right now on video chat? Are you black? And are you willing to come up on my live? So what's your interest in thinking that black men, this makes it even more interesting. What's your interest of thinking that black men, and I got to ask you that question, and I appreciate you coming on here being straight up. I do. That's what my channel's about. I really do. I appreciate it. What is your interest in feeling that way? It's a legitimate question. What's your interest in your analogy of that, and why? Because I know what mine is, but why do you think that? Jason feels because the new age is here. I disagree. Now, I will be honest with you, Jason. If and when that does happen, I want you to imagine this, Sir Jason. If black people volunteered and left here on their own, we understand that they're about to ship a lot of Haitians back. Now, do I believe that some black men will get caught up in the shipping of the Haitians going back? I really do. I believe knuckleheads, people on the street doing bad shit, they're definitely going to be like, hey, you got a record. Hey, grab him. I do believe that. I honestly do. Some guys will be mistaken for Haitians, and he black, grab him. But 10 out of 10, nah, you and I can bet on that, and that ain't going to happen. I'm going to tell you why. Would the powers that be love to see that? I'm pretty sure. New age, none of that matters. The black dollar fuels this economy. Hispanic people don't spend no money on cars, clothes, consumer products. They don't. They don't fuel the American economy like that. I want you to go look up how much money African Americans spend in this economy on cars and all that. Oh, Jason is, I see. Jason DeVille say we are taking so you must be, are you a Klan member? Y'all check this out. Hold on. I think we got us one up in here. Are you saying what are you saying you are, Jason? What would you say you are? Would you say you're an Aryan racist? Would you say you're a Klan member? I want y'all to pay attention to this. Watch this. Luke, Brother Luke. Hey, Brother Luke, you see that? Jason, I got to respect him coming. I ain't mad at him. He say he is the new Nazi. Brother Luke, look at this. Today I was talking about prostate cancer, Montell Jordan, and prostate cancer. So you're saying Trump is a Nazi? Is that what you're saying, Jason? Because you can't send black people over. Y'all can't send black people over. So you're saying that our president is that? Nita, you see? I want y'all to pay attention to what Jason's saying. Now, I like that Jason's coming here. Listen, it's okay. Like, he's not being racist in here. It's okay for him to come in and be honest. I don't have a problem with that. Jason said Trump will be replaced. That's interesting. That's a code word, y'all. Y'all got to know how to read between the lines. That's deep. Jason, listen. Although I don't know you, I respect you coming in here. I wish some of my other folks in here was in here to read this. They would be shocked. This is deep, y'all. The Lord said there are too many black people that is not putting up with the foolishness. Well, Jason is speaking. Jason's speaking. He said, you got to respect. Listen, even if I don't agree with what Jason's saying, I will give him this. My channel is a channel for people to have real conversations like this. And we're going to understand, black people understand white people. White people understand Mexican. Mexicans understand Indians. We got to be able to be honest. I respect that Jason can come in here and be honest like this. We don't get people being, I mean, all my guys come in here are always honest. I have 4 or 5 guys that come on my channel and they come in here and they're straight up honest. Leanne said, Smith, I agree, the birth certificate, social security card. Jason said, thank you. No worries, man. My channel is about honesty. You know, the fact that you took your time to come in here and say that. Now, I might not agree, and most black people probably 10 out of 10, that's a big number. But, Jason, let me ask you a question. Do you really think, I'm going to ask you a legitimate question. I don't know. How old are you, Jason? Luke said, I think Trump's a good president. Don't agree with some of the stuff, but I'm from across the pond. Don't dive too much into it. But Luke, do you see what Jason said, though? Did you read what he said? You're 35. So Jason's 35. I'm 55. So Jason, let me say something to you, sir. If there were no black people here or Mexicans, I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. Let's say all blacks, Mexicans, Indians, Asians, which by the way, most of the business we see, and Jewish folks, because when people are racist, those are the combinations of people they don't like. Let's say blacks, because you can't just say black 10 out of 10 blacks. Black people ain't never been the problem. We've never been the problem. But you guys don't like blacks, Asians, Jewish, you don't like gay people, You don't like Mexican people. If all those people pack their bags, just devil's advocate right now, work with me real quick, and they left the country, and they left the U.S., do you really think you have the U.S.? Now, consider this, Jason. Consider that your forefathers are not from the U.S. as well. So that would mean you would have to go as well. Because if we're talking about Americans, the Indians that were here before any of us were here, you'd have to consider that as well. Consider that as well. So consider this. Now we've shipped all the blacks, all the Mexicans, all the Jewish folks, all the gay folks, no longer in America. Do you honestly think that the remaining white people here could keep this economy going? Let's be honest. No Chinese people either. All of us are going back to our countries. Do you believe that the powers that be can keep this country running with the economy bottom out with all those people gone? Number one, again, with black people being the number one spenders that support this economy. How do you make that work when all those people are gone? I know what you're going to say. Luke Hudson said community. He got his buddy Luke on here. Luke said, you think that's going to, Luke said, you think it's really going to happen? Black people that have been there for decades, I think all should work and rub shoulders. Luke, he don't want it. He's saying 10 of 10 black people, Luke, are going to be gone. Now, Luke, you've been on my live a few times when people come on here and said crazy stuff, right? Luke said, no matter what color, I'm brown and I'm multiracial community. Luke said community. Jason said we conquer and become global empire like Rome, and that'll never happen, brother Jason. I'm sorry. It'll never happen. It'll never happen. You're not running all those people out of the U.S. That's 10 out of 10 black people. So y'all only racist against black people? I'm saying y'all only not like black people? I'm just curious. Don't mean it's going to happen this time. It also happened to your ancestors, the Quakers. They were ran from Europe over to the U.S. and settled here. They were being persecuted. Luke Hudson said, Jason, have you smoked your Summit Chill, brother? This is what I'm saying. Like, I respect Jason came on here, but I ain't agreeing with what he's saying. Because somehow the ideology, when those guys get around each other, when racist guys get around each other, they make each other believe what they believe. And they don't look at the whole big picture. 3 times, we're not in the same time period we were then. Things are a lot different now, Jason. You got to consider that too. When you say 10 of 10 black men will be shipped back to Africa, you didn't mention Asians. You didn't mention Hispanics. You didn't mention Jewish folks that run this country. Yeah, you forgot about that. And you forgot about the Asian folks that own most of the land and the businesses here in the U.S. now. What about them, Jason? Have you considered that, Jason? Jason said, yes, Jason said, yes, they all go. Not just the blacks. He said they all go. Yes. Luke said, nah, brother, we all need to realize. Luke disagrees. Luke says, nah, brother, we all need to realize it's 2025. People are from all over the world. It's better to get connected than to be inside a box. Jason DeVille, I'm going to say this to you, brother. I love you. I love you, man. It don't matter if you're racist or not, brother. I love you. I'm going to tell you why, man. Because if your skin is cut and mine's cut, we're going to bleed the same color blood. Might be a different blood type, but we're going to bleed the same way. I am really happy, Jason, you came on here today. Bro, you made my day special. I'm going to tell you why, and all of us. Because you allowed my people on my channel to see some of the things that I say. Jason said, I love you too, bro, but we need to be in our own lands. That's all. Hey, and I respect your opinion. You have the right to that. That's okay. I really do. You have the right to have your opinion. But just know, if everybody were to move to their own countries, the Caucasian community here in America will not be able to keep this economy going without those people that kept it going, that feuded, that bought. I'm just saying, I'm just giving you real logistics. You're giving me your logistics, I'm giving you mine. Leanne said, y'all were the first illegal immigrants, so it sounds hypocritical. Yes, and that's why I told Jason his ancestors were brought over here from being ridiculed and persecuted. The Quakers came over because they were being persecuted. The Lord said, and what is our own name? Luke said, do you not realize there were settlers, our travelers in all holy books, so we're all in our own land? Exactly. And that's why I said, Jason, do realize that your ancestors are not from America? So if we're all going to go back, that's including you guys too. So we all need to go back, right? So why don't we do a campaign for all of us going back to where we're from? Leanne said people were living here way before y'all came here. Jason, why don't we all go back? Wouldn't it be beautiful if we all, 10 out of 10 whites, blacks, Hispanics, Asians, Jewish, gay, right? We all go back. All of us go back to where we came from, right? Jason said, yes, we aren't from America. We are from Europe. Yeah, so I'm saying, why are we all fighting over the specialties of America? Why don't we all go back to where we came from? And then that would make it even Stevens. I'm just saying, right? Like, I like that Jason can come in here and speak his truth. Even without a picture, I'm okay with that. But the fact that you did, and you didn't do it out of disrespect. He's having a mature conversation, and I respect that. But what I'm saying is, why don't we all go back? Literally, we all get tickets, right? 10 out of 10 whites, 10 out of 10 blacks, 10 out of 10 Mexicans, 10 out of 10, because he said 10 out of 10 blacks need to go back. They're going to be sent back, he said. Why don't we all go back where we came from? Leon said the government pays natives because what y'all did, $6,000 a year. Luke Hudson said, Jason, you need to realize, brother, the world's different from 1,000 years ago. We're in today's times, we're not fighting with sticks and rocks anymore. We should all get along with our neighbor. Luke said that to you, brother Jason. We need to all get along with our neighbors, brother Jason. Leanne said in Rhode Island, it is. It's what in Rhode Island? Fighting, Leanne? Why don't we all go back to our countries? Why don't we all go back to our countries? Why not? That would be fun. Like every last one of us, right? All the Europeans, take your asses back. All the black people in America that ain't never been to Africa, take your asses back. All the Asian folks that are here and the ones that haven't been back to Asia, take your ass back. All Hispanics, take your ass back. All gay folks, take your ass back. All Jewish folks, take your ass back. Since you want to say that all of us need to go back, all black people, 10 out of 10 of all of us need to go back. HD, we ain't on here for the clown stuff, family. We're not only for the clown stuff. You too old to be in my channel clowning, HD. So if you're going to clown, just kindly go to another channel, fam. Jason said, as long as we have a land that's ours, then deal. Okay, I like that. Now, see, Jason's not a bad guy, y'all. Even though he came on here and spoke the truth, don't take him for being bad, y'all. Jason said something deep. Jason said, let's all go back. He said, as long as we have our land, well, of course, Europe is your land. So when you go back, you got your land. Africa is black folks' land. Yeah, why don't we all leave America and we all go back to our countries? That would make it even Stevens. Luke said, it's just common sense. The world was meant to be traveled, and where you settle, make money, family, business, where you are. You should feel safe with people around you. Well, listen, Jason will be the first person that's come into my live and said he's a Nazi. I respect the shit out of that. This makes my channel more interesting than you realize, because we got people that come here and they can be honest and have an honest conversation. I love that shit. We don't have to agree, but we surely have to have a conversation to be able to talk. He's not being disrespectful. Luke said, at least he's on. Yeah, and you know what? I appreciate that. You cannot ask for more than that, and he's not being disrespectful. And any other time, I wish there was more black people in here, because I like that he's speaking the truth. And I love to have more black people hear him speak his truth. His truth. Damaged Kitchen said, I respect it more if Jason had a face to what he's saying. Jason, can you add your face to your channel, please? Luke said, it's better to know each side of every opinion. Absolutely, Luke. Jason, do you mind putting your picture on your page? Another question I want to ask you, Jason. You've been real cool at answering questions. Let me ask you a very serious question. And be transparently honest as much as you can. Damaged Kisses said, go away. She said, got her upset. She said, this has to stop. She said she stopped what she was eating because of what you're saying. Jason said he said 10 out of 10 black men, boss lady, are going to be sent back to Africa on a boat. I asked him his age. He hasn't been on here being rude or racist. He told me he's a Nazi. He's being honest. And I respect that he can come in here and share certain things with us. So I said, if 10 out of 10 black people are going back, then we all need to go back. And he said, as long as we have land, then that's a deal. He agreed. Because I said, if we're going to go back, we all need to go back to where we came from. If that's the case, because none of y'all own America. We don't own America. White people didn't own America. But I respected his opinion. So, Jason, let me ask you one other question. It's a serious question. This is for you, not your ideology or what somebody made you believe in. Give me 10 things that black people have done to you. One said, long as the boat don't sink. I know that's right. Jason, give me 10 things black people have done to you that have negatively impacted your life. And if you don't mind being honest, because I want to understand better how you became a Nazi. If you don't mind sharing, I want to know better how you became a Nazi, family. I mean, if you could please share that. I want everybody on here to understand you better and why you think the way you think. Luke said, you think it would be a good idea for Jason to do a full DNA test to show. Listen, thank you, Luke. So, Luke, I think Luke was on my channel a week ago when I said, if white people now were to do a DNA test, they would be surprised that their blood is mixed with other shit. And they would be getting kicked out of the Klan and all these other organizations. Jason, I dare you to do a DNA test. My challenge for you is to do a DNA test. Honestly, that's my challenge for you. Do a DNA test. Do a 33andMe. And let's see if your blood is 100% European. Jason said, black people haven't done nothing to me. The immigration has forced me to think about things. Okay, more careful. So you said the immigration, right? But what does black people have to do with the immigration? I'm just curious. I'm playing the devil's advocate because everything we've seen on TV was Mexican people in the immigration issue. Why do black people become the brute, blunt focus of people's issues of racism when they want people to leave the country if black people's never done anything to them? Why is it always us that have to leave the country? Why not the people that you really mad about? I'm just curious. Devil's advocate once again. Leanne said he ain't got no land, though, so it just sounds hypocritical. We all came from somewhere except native indigenous people is all. Luke said, of course they would, brother. It shocks most people, but opens the mind up. Man, it's good to know. Luke is saying it's good to know if you do your DNA test, Jason, you might have some black in you or some Asian, or you might be part Jewish. I'm just saying, Brother Jason, are you 100% European? Are you 100% Irish? Are you 100% Russian? Are you 100%? What race, what exact European race are you from? Like as far as like your culture, you know what I'm saying? I'd like to know. He said black people haven't done nothing to him, but he said the immigration has forced him to rethink more careful. I'm trying to figure out how the immigration forced him to start thinking about black people. He said it's gotten so out of hand that we need a full reset. I'm British and French. He said he's British and French. Interesting. I'd love to see you do a DNA test, Jason. I really would. He's British and French. There's British Jamaican folks. My guy right here, Luke, is from overseas. Luke say, I done a few years ago. I always thought I was just British. I was born, but in the bloodline, there were countries that shocked me. I would love for Jason, it would be cool for you to do a DNA test and your 33andMe and come back and let us know what's really in your blood, family. I'm just saying. Once again, black people get the brute force of racism. This conversation started off about, prostate cancer, and look where we at. One said British and French mix. Wow. Luke said, I got to go, brother. I'll see you. Okay, Brother Luke, be safe today, family. And thank you for coming in. Listen, you guys at the end of the day, you got to respect Jason DeVille because he came in here and he's giving us, my platform is based on real facts. And when people can come in here and share from their experience and their thoughts, you can't be mad at them. You got to respect that. We were having a great dialogue. He shared some great stuff with us, his thoughts. And there's probably a lot of guys like Jason who think that way. So it should give you an idea of what's going on, you guys. He didn't have to come in here and share what he shared. And I appreciate him for doing that. But I want all of you black folks to understand that it's actually a privilege for somebody to come in here and to be honest like he is. He didn't come in here on no racist shit. He didn't come in here and say nothing racist. He came in here respectfully, but he spoke his truth. Now, the truth that he's speaking for a lot of people like himself. He said he got tired of the shit. He said it forced him to think about things more careful. Leanne said, I wonder why he did. Why he did what, Leanne? Why he did what, Leanne? He already said black people didn't do anything to him. One said, thanks for the truth, Jason. We appreciate your truth, man. We can't be mad at you. Black people are good people, Jason. I want you to know this. Although you might see. Leanne said, but why come here? Why not immigrants? Why come in here? We're not. That's another thing. We're not immigrants, Jason. And that's the question I was asking you what Leanne was saying. You said you got sick of seeing the immigrant thing, but you said 10 of 10 blacks are going. I was trying to figure out how you got black. He said, love you, gotta go. All right. I wish you could answer that last question. You know, how black people got caught up in the immigrant thing, but maybe next time you can answer. All right, have a good one, Jason. Have a good one. Next time, please answer that question because we definitely want to know. Right now, we're kind of lost of words, but we appreciate you. Have a good one, Jason. So you see, guys, he came in here. He told the truth. And anybody that can be honest with you, you got to be. Could he be trolling? Could he just be a person in here trolling? That's a possibility. Leanne, he could just be in here trolling. He could not, what he said, he could not even really mean. He could just really be in here trolling. He could be trolling. But the fact is, he spent a lot of time in here talking, and some of the views he had, I've heard some of those views before. Damaged Kid said, I wonder if Jason DeVille's DNA goes back to Cruella DeVille. Yeah, that's my trope coming up. Cruella DeVille. Damaged Kisses, you got jokes. Isn't it interesting that he came in here, though? But y'all, listen, this is what keeps my channel interesting. When I can get people, because I don't see channels that have people. Usually when I see people that are racist, they come in people's channel making racist statements. They don't come in having conversations like this. He came in having a legitimate conversation. He came in really talking. He came in talking, y'all, like, I'm just saying, like, we got to respect that. He came in talking to me. And I know a lot of you probably like, get rid of him, Stone. But if I get rid of him, how do we bridge the conversation with white folks that got stuff to say to black people? I want my channel to be that medium where white people can come over and talk, and black people can talk to them, and we can discuss issues and figure out how we can come together to solve them, even if it's just explaining to a person and asking them, why do you feel that way? I asked him one question. I said, give me 10 things black people have done to you. He said nothing, because I surely thought him speaking this way, black people he got beat up in school by a black guy at a young age. His girlfriend got taken. I thought it was going to be something. But he said black people hadn't done nothing to him. One said, that is very interesting. This is better than reading books. I know, one, isn't it? This one, listen. That's what I'm saying. You can never get, listen, the uncomfortable conversation we just had. You don't get that, man. You don't get nobody on your channel having a real, I've had 4 guys come on my channel. There were Caucasian guys who were very honest. And I thanked them. I said, thank you, man, for coming to this channel. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for coming in here being honest. So I can't be mad at nobody if they're racist or not. I can't be mad at them coming in here. It might have been a possible troll, but he had a long conversation and he didn't say nothing stupid. So I don't think he was a troll, because trolls usually will say stupid stuff. This guy came on here and had a legitimate conversation with me. Trolls ain't gonna be disciplined enough to have a disciplined conversation. This guy came on here, you guys. I remind you again, he came on here and had a conversation with us. He answered the questions I asked for the most. One said the real deal, respect. Yeah, I respect him. And then he turned around and said, I said, listen, I love you, brother, because when a person is racist, sometimes they're racist because other people convince them that's where they need to go with it. And that goes for any race. Even a black person, somebody black convincing them to be a racist. They usually go with it because they conform to groups of people that do it. Which is why I said to him, hey, bro, I love you, man. Even if though you're racist, I love you, brother, because if you're cut, we both bleed the same way. That's why I said what I said to him. And before he left, what'd he say? I love you guys. I love you. That's his real heart. He might not even want to feel that way. Letha say, Stone, I appreciate your shows, always informative. Thank you, Letha. Letha, he might not want to feel that way. He might not never had a black friend. I might just be his first black friend online ever in his life. We might just be his first black friends right here. Dolores say he just didn't know what your channel was about. No, he didn't. P said agree. One said, yes, sir, we love him. Listen, today I might have just put something on this man's heart, y'all, that could change him forever. We don't know yet. But he did say he loved me back. Real racists ain't gonna say that shit. That's all I'm gonna say. He did say he loved me back. I said, I love you, brother. And he said, I love you and I love y'all too. There is hope, y'all. There's hope and there's reform and conversation. P said, I've been here watching and listening. P, what's up, family? Did you hear, P, how come you didn't comment? Did you hear the stuff he was saying? He said 10 out of 10 black men getting shipped back to Africa. He said, and it's not going to be the Trump administration. He was saying he was speaking cold shit. That's why I respected him. He kind of hipped us up to some game. Damaged Kisses said, I don't think he's a troll either, and he did speak correctly. She said, still, I'd respect his thoughts and opinions more. I agree. Hopefully he can come on with a picture the next time. And I'm hoping I can get him on a live one time. The guy came in here and dropped us some, anybody that's black or Hispanic or Asian that can't come into my lives. This man came in today and dropped us information low key. This man said 10 of 10 blacks getting shipped back. P said I have to get Jason respect. And that's what I was saying. He said 10 of 10 blacks. And I asked him, I was trying to be careful with my questions. I said, you know, so what's, you know, expand on that. Give us more. We want to know more. Why do you think 10 of 10 blacks are going to be shipped back? And then I said, what have black people done to you? Oh, Cece's on vacation, Dolores. She's in Greece, her and her husband. She came on yesterday. Then I asked him, what did black people do to you? He said, nothing. Black people have never done nothing to me. He said, I just got tired of seeing this immigration stuff going on, and I'm fed up. He's sick and fed up. Then I said, well, what do black people have to do with the immigration thing? Those are Mexican people. What does that have to do with us? Even though blacks and Hispanics, we're all alike. We have the same fight we need to realize. We have the same fight. We need to actually be working together. But I wanted to see his psychology. I wanted to see what he had to say. I said, so if we're going to get sent back, Brother Time, you just missed the doozy. Brother Time, you just missed a doozy. We had a brother in here named Jason. He told us he's a Nazi, and he said 10 of 10 black men are getting shipped back on boats, that it's coming. And I respect the fact that he came in here and could be honest and tell us that. Because to me, that was a cold word he was sharing. To me, he was sharing cold words. Because their conversations are their conversations. But he came here and he shared the conversations they have in their circles. And I got nothing but respect for that. I said I wanted my channel to be a channel where people, not just about music, but where people can come together and have real conversations. Racist people with black people. You don't like black people, you don't like these kind of, let's have a conversation as to why. Time said, I believe it's something that he already knows exactly, and we got to take heed to when white people say things. That's why I believe what he's saying. But I asked him, I said, why not 10 of 10 Mexicans? Why not 10 of 10 Jews? Why not 10 of 10 gays? Why not 10 of 10 of, I said, Jewish folks run this country. Absolutely, always, Brother Time. But I asked him, I said, if 10 of 10 black people need to go, then we all need to go. I said, because white people don't own America. He said, I agree, we all should go, as long as we got land. But the fact that he came in and he could be honest as a racist Nazi guy who came into my channel and he wasn't disrespectful and we had a real conversation. You can't make this kind of stuff up. When I tell you guys some of the craziest stuff happens in my life, if this didn't happen on my live, you would have never believed it. This would have been a story I was telling y'all. Just like a lot of the other stories I tell you guys of things that happened to me in my life. And y'all be like, really, Stone? Look what happened today. The people that were on here had the privy to see this go down. Listen, you guys, that is my time today. Peace and love. I'll be on 11 a.m. tomorrow. I catch y'all tomorrow. I might go in the studio tonight, man, but today was great. Thank you to everyone that donated. Peace and love. Stone Paxton, and I'm out. And I'm out. My loved ones, let's go.